you have a lot of stuff in your house, or do you have piles of things in your basement like I do or did? Do you feel like you have got a lot of chaos from all the stuff, or feeling maybe a little bit chaotic in your life? Well, I have got a really good book that I would recommend you to read, and it is called The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. So before you roll your eyes, join me to find out why I think this is really a great book for you on a personal level, but also if you are in business or you are an entrepreneur, this is also really valuable. So come and join me and find out why. So I went to the bookstore recently and I got a new book. And this book is one that you might have seen on all of the shelves at the bookstore, because I think there's probably millions of people. It says 2 million copies sold, probably more at this point. And I picked up this book because I had read about it on a Facebook board, and I thought, well, you know, this might be an idea for me to look at this. Anyway, the title is called The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up: The Japanese Art of Decluttering and Organizing by Marie Kondo. So you might want to think about writing that down. Normally, I don't think many people who know me would say that I am in any way or form a overly organized person. I'm not, you know, I'm organized in some areas really well, but, you know, my house does not look like Martha Stewart lives here. Let's just put it that way. So when my mother saw this, she thought it was pretty funny, actually. She thought it was kind of silly. But really, this is not a book about tidying up, even though the title would indicate that. And the reason why I'm talking to you about it is because I think there's actually some real value in reading this book. And really what I took away from this book is not the tidying part, although it made me more aware, I have to say. It was that she talks a lot about decluttering and getting rid of old stuff to make way for new. And honestly, it reminded me a lot of what I do, which is core belief engineering. And the premise behind core belief engineering is that people have wonderful self-sustaining beliefs that they come into the world with. So if you were to look at my 5-year-old when he was in junior kindergarten, then you would have noticed that he had the best self-esteem in the world. Like junior kindergarten, he thought he was a rock star. He thought he was the best hockey player to ever walk the earth. And then slowly, as he became more conscious and aware of his surroundings, he started to collect negative beliefs. And, you know, frankly, those negative beliefs come from his father and me as well. It wasn't just society. It wasn't just school. The majority of where we collect our beliefs are our family. No surprise there. And so what happens with individuals, with people, is that, you know, they start to get cluttered up with negative beliefs about themselves. And so that beautiful innate knowledge that we have within ourselves that tells us that we are the greatest thing since sliced bread, and the healthy self-esteem, the self-value, the worthiness, everything that you come into the world with is cluttered up by negative beliefs. So our job as core belief engineering practitioners is to essentially discard and declutter beliefs that are holding you back from connecting to that innate, beautiful core beliefs that we come into the world having. So I thought that this was a great book for really making you conscious of how you are cluttered up. And she looks at the physical aspect, which I think is actually really valuable. It made me start to go through my stuff because I started going through the basement in particular because I've been holding on to a lot of things that no longer serve me. You know, I've got things that I inherited from my grandparents, which really I don't really have any joy in seeing them. I just feel or felt that I had to keep them. So that's what, it's a great metaphor really for beliefs. We inherit beliefs. We inherit beliefs from our family predominantly that no longer serve us. A lot of beliefs say, for example, around feeling good about ourselves, like, that our family might have communicated to us that you shouldn't really toot your own horn because that's immodest or that is big-headed. Maybe even some religious beliefs around that and vanity. I'm a Catholic, so we had something called the 7 deadly sins, and one of those is pride. And although I didn't grow up in a very staunchly Catholic family, certainly my parents joked about it, and there was, on some levels, it was kind of inferred. Even culturally speaking, Canadians, and I am a Canadian, we do have a lot of beliefs around tooting your own horn, and that has to do with being north of our very, very shiny and powerful neighbor, the United States. I know that my Scandinavian friends would say that they would say the same thing about tooting your horn and maybe putting it out there. And so we need to really start to sit down and start to take stock of what beliefs do we still want to keep. What do we want to keep? What do we still need in reality? What do we still want? And then if we don't need them anymore, we need to start to declutter. And when you start to declutter, it's a bit like getting rid of all the old stuff in your basement, bringing it to the Salvation Army or giving it to someone or selling it to someone who's really going to enjoy it more than you. You get a great sense of that. You feel like you're clear. You feel like you can kind of breathe. And when you start to do this with beliefs, the word that I keep hearing is that I feel like I am clear. I feel like I am light. I feel like I can really connect to myself because we're not being weighed down with other people's beliefs. We're now connecting to our own beliefs. So this is the reason why I brought up this book. And I think that it might be really great, not only for people on a personal level, but also for some of my business clients who come to me and they are loaded up and cluttered with beliefs that really don't serve them anymore going forward in promoting their business or charging money or any of the things that you need to do when you start your own business. So it's worth it. I think it's a good price, and if not, you can go to the library. And I think it's worth the read. So I hope this helps, and I appreciate once again you coming and watching my videos. If you have any comments about this book, I'd love to hear what your perspective is on it. I mean, I could go on a little bit more about what I think about this book, but I think you got the gist. So have a lovely week, and I so appreciate you coming to watch my videos. If you have any questions and you want to talk more, then you can always go and book a time with me at megan.ca. Thanks.